Continuing the build of the Amati 1:100 Chinese Junk, I'll be starting on the hull and deck planking. In the last episode, I completed the keel frame assembly. It's now cured and ready for planking and decking. The bow and stern will need to be planked first so that the deck planks can hang over them. The bow of this ship is not just bluff, it is flat. Like the sterns of European ships, the sterns of Asian ships had several approaches to the planking here. So did the bow. Some were planked purely horizontally. Others were angled in a herringbone design. I found both in my research and opted for the herringbone design. I start by making a vertical center line. I add a 45-degree line for the planking. When beginning planking, make sure you have the right pack of wood strips. There is one package for the deck, made of lighter basswood, and one for the hull, slightly darker beechwood. I began by measuring and gluing alternate strips, port and starboard, using the original line and the growing planking as guides. I also chose 3 to 4 different strips to take from my supply so that the grain and coloring is more realistic and less uniform. Cut the strips just a bit long so that they cover the flat bow completely. The excess will be sanded off once cured. When you reach the bottom, repeat the process to the top. Stern planking is a bit more complex owing to the rudder and the overhang. The last frame captures the rudder post and provides an overhang above the rudder. A round recess for the rudder post must be created along the center line of the frame. I began by marking the center line of the frame from top to bottom. The line will be the hole for a 3 mm rudder post. This could be done with a round file but would take a long time, so a Dremel tool with an appropriate burr is a much better choice. As the material gets thinner, support is needed to prevent the eggshell thin portion of the plywood from breaking. The recess for the rudder post is almost the same thickness as the material itself. The stern of the keel piece must also be recessed for the rudder post. I also found it necessary to glue a piece of scrap stock on the stern to allow the rudder post to have a bit of support. This was not indicated in the plans, but as I test fitted the rudder post, it seemed like a good modification. The additional piece plus frame 0 helps to trap the rudder post and hold it securely. Here, the 3 mm wooden dowel that will be used to make the rudder post is being used as an alignment guide while gluing. The kit has a final plywood piece that serves as a stern surface for the ship and includes a plastic sticker with a colorful design for the stern. The decal is cut to size and the backing peeled off. It is then applied and a clear protective front peeled off as well. The design is very colorful and the quality of the decals is pretty good. However, after looking at it on place on the model, I decided to forego its use. For my taste, it looks a bit cartoonish and the shininess is not in keeping with my model style. I will stick to wood and create some painting with a bit more subdued designs and colors. The lower stern is herringboned with planks similar to the bow. This is a tricky area, but since it's not going to be easily seen and the center is covered by the rudder assembly later, it went together quickly. The top area of the stern will be planked horizontally. I'll figure out what details to put in here to replace the decal later. My old eyes and fingers won't allow me to duplicate the design by hand painting, but I'm imagining some designs that are within my abilities. After the planks have cured overnight, a little sanding on the bow and stern makes the contour ready for the hull planks to lay over them. While sanding, the first few and last few frames get a bit of beveling to ease the planking. The tops of the midship frames will be visible above the decking and inside the gunnels. The plywood gets some attention from a dark walnut staining pen to make them look better in the final model. Next episode, the part of the wooden model that I really enjoy, hull planking. To all 3 of my viewers, thanks for watching.